Hello, Disco Burner. Thank you for coming by. I kind of went away and had some toast and it's saying 0 viewers. You know, I think I think YouTube is fucking around with the algorithms again. I briefly popped onto no, had a look at Luke Ford's stream and he had about 7 or 8 viewers. That's you know, a lot lower than his usual viewing figures. And actually, my viewing figure, according to StreamYard, is still 0. So, maybe Disco Burner has come and gone. I actually don't know. Does it count me? I see one person. So, yeah, it's obviously, YouTube are doing something to our algorithms because there has been a noticeable, significant loss of viewing figures, not just for me, but for other people too. And as far as I know, they're doing the usual thing, and the usual streamers don't seem to be streaming. I think there are. I am getting fewer notifications, so I don't quite know what's going on. Possibly YouTube are not going to be. I don't know. Will they? Will they? I mean, actually, I got a notice saying that more videos may be removed, even though they haven't violated the community rules, because there'll be fewer people staffing working at YouTube because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So they've already warned us in advance that we should expect more strikes for no good reason at all. Not that the reasons before were any good. This is a little painful. I've been talking for how long now? And 2 minutes, and I've got 2 viewers. So I suppose, in theory, if I keep talking, I'll get more and more viewers. But really, I wanted to talk about another way of communicating my message and also of doing debates. Some of you may have seen the JF Stefan Molyneux debate on moral nihilism and moral absolutism. And I think it was a complete waste of time and really completely clueless about how a debate is conducted. I was nearly a member of a Victorian debating society, until somebody Googled me and then blackballed me. But yeah, I can take it. I learned a few tricks. I was still able to go and speak from the floor and get a flavour of the debates and how they're conducted, and how it can be really good when it's done really well, and obviously very tedious when people just talk for the sake of talking and have nothing to say, or are thinking aloud and you just want them to shut up. Now, why do people want to do that? I just don't understand it. I mean, if I have nothing to say, I don't say anything. If I do have something to say, then it'll be very hard to stop me, really. But I see that a lot of people on YouTube and other kinds of social media use these different platforms as a form of display. I know that we all like attention. We we want people to look at us and react and like or dislike, or we just want a response to maybe confirm to us that we still exist. And I noticed that somebody I once knew would always be obsessively taking selfies of himself, and I wondered why. I mean, the selfies what didn't make him look particularly attractive, and um, so I wondered at it. I mean, I guess being a little older, you just don't do this sort of thing, or it's a bit inconvenient to do it. But obviously with a mobile phone, I mean, I'm saying I do have a mobile phone. I haven't, a smartphone and all that, but um, I'm saying that because of its, the fact that your phone is your camera, you will be experimenting with selfies more often. And I found, to my horror, that I was doing these, just out of amusement, thinking, oh well, I might look all right. I'll see if I look all right by taking a photograph of myself. But I don't do it to an obsessive degree. And in fact, when I do go abroad, I'm not really that bothered about having my photo taken, because I suppose I just don't really need to do that. I don't show my pictures to people, or if I do, it'll tend to be without me in it, because I'm a shy, modest sort of person. I don't really like to show off. Now, I just wonder why. Um, is there a boycott on? Is there? Just two people watching now. I mean, did you all get the notifications? Or are you at Kevin's? I mean, I don't mind. One person watching now. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I have to say what I want to say anyway. And I mean, if I check the oh, so there's no one now. You've all gone, but they've got 2 likes, and one of them. And then it says an error occurred. Please try again later. What's going on? So there's no picture now. Well, it's very strange, but okay. It doesn't matter whether there's anybody listening or not. I really want to kind of move people off to Ask FM, but obviously only if they're interested in getting to the bottom of things and analysing um, issues, ideas. And the quickest way of doing it would be Ask FM. It's just sort of long enough to allow you to make your point, but without letting you go on and on and on and write so much that nobody wants to read it. And it has this sort of question and answer game. I suppose you can call it a game. I mean, you get likes for your answers and points awarded and that kind of thing. And it just makes the whole thread um, easier to digest, because you get one question after another, and if something's not clear, the question can be asked again and answered again in a different way, and people have time to think. And um, I mean, I find it really clarifies things, and if you're quite good at these things, you can actually build up a case, a narrative of a particular issue that you're, asking questions about. So, and I was thinking that the JF and Stefan Molyneux debate would have been better done in that way. I wish those two had done it in that way, but I know, since the question was completely wrong anyway, it couldn't have been done that way. So I think the best way for them, if they wanted to do this contest, is simply to um, say um, that I'll, I'll challenge you for the leadership of the alt-right or something like that. And then I guess Stefan Molyneux will easily win since he's English speaking and JF is French speaking, and I mean, really, it's not going to be terribly objective. It's just going to be again what's the term? Well, it's just a matter of how many supporters you manage to have and how big your potential market is, and so I hope you will all come and do that. I put a link, and you'll have a list of interesting threads that you can look at and maybe participate in by opening an Ask FM account and asking me a few questions, and you can do it anonymously in case you're nervous or something. So I think there should be a migration of political activists to Ask FM, and just because I'm bored with all these sort of teens and people looking for dates, and it's actually very dull at the moment, and I think it can be done. Debate. I mean, if you're interested in it, if you're really interested in examining ideas, then I suggest you do it that way, because all these sort of talky things of two big YouTubers talking to each other, there's actually a lot of time wasted, and then it doesn't really solve anything, because there's a kind of grandstanding tendency. And although I don't do that, I see that other people fall into that trap, and people act up and behave in a certain way in order to assert status and that kind of thing. And the thing about Ask FM is that you have time to think. You have time to frame your question. You can even ask it again if you didn't think you asked it quite well enough the last time. You can keep asking. If you think you've spotted a weak point, you can keep asking the question. All sorts of things, and I really, really urge you to join me and try me, and I think the best kind of debate would be an Ask FM kind of debate, and I'm also trying to get Vincent to do it. He actually has an account, but he doesn't like using it because he thinks he comes across better in a talky way. But here's actually, I'll give you the link to it, because he'll just sort of say blah blah blah, Claire, because he thinks I'm the only one asking him this question, because he's saying that nobody else would be interested apart from me. So anybody asking him questions would just be me. So let me find it for you. Oh, I can't seem to find it now. The other day I accused him of deleting his account, and he said, oh, no, it's still there. But the interesting thing is that you can be anonymous. So if you're a bit embarrassed at your stupidity, that you keep not getting the answer, not, if you're a bit thick, you can keep asking the question again and again. So here is Vincent's. I mean, I've asked him a whole bunch of questions, and he just won't answer it. And then he kind of launches into all kinds of questions in into direct messages and stuff, and that's a bit annoying just because it's all gone to waste kind of thing as far as I'm concerned. So I want him to do it properly. I want to be able to ask him questions. I want him to answer it, and basically I want our different answers to be compared, and you can make up your mind. You can decide for yourselves in a quick way. You can read, and the threads are fairly short, and if you're not clear, you can ask questions yourself. And then I think after a certain period of time, you can say, okay, everybody's asked all the questions they can think of asking. It could be a day, a week, a month, whatever. And then people can take a vote on it or ask for further clarification. It's just a way the way it's organized now. It used to be a lot more primitive than it is now, and it didn't have these the option of the thread. There are other websites like this, the question and answer one. I mean, a big one is called Quora, but it's so heavily censored that they virtually tone police you, and they don't like the implication of your question, and then they kick you out, as I was. So, although it's much more respectable, you don't really want to go there when it's so heavily censored, and particularly when you do want to ask fundamental questions about fundamental matters. So I hope that Vincent will be more. I mean, he's only got 50 posts. I mean, you can go there and you can, add to the questions. And I don't think that he's answered them particularly well. But, perhaps he'll get better. I don't know. I think I answer mine particularly well, but then, I'm kind of expert at these things. So this is what I hope. I mean, it's not just Vincent and me. I hope, Stefan Molyneux, we could do that. Obviously, there's no point in me, challenging JF because he already says he's a nihilist. So I don't know where's everybody else? Where's everybody gone? Why is there no one here? So on the one hand, it says there are 0 viewers. I don't know. 3 viewers. Now it says 3 viewers. Okay, that seems to be correlating. 3 dislikes, but only 3 people watching. I think maybe Jen is lurking around somewhere. Let me check. She's not here. Okay, it doesn't matter. I think I've finished what I was trying to say, which is please join Ask FM and ask me questions on Ask FM, and we can have lots of fun and games asking questions of each other, and challenging each other's position and dissecting and deconstructing each other's ideas and claims. So please do join me and have a better, more analytical and analyzed political position. Thank you for your attention, and hope to be in touch with you on the many social media platforms that you can find me on. Thank you and goodbye.